Hey everyone, and welcome. We're going to jump right in and master one of the most important tenses in English, the simple present. We'll break it all down step by step so you can start feeling way more confident when you speak.
Take a look at these sentences. I wake up at 7 a.m., I eat breakfast, I go to school. Sound familiar? You probably say things like this all the time to talk about your day, your routines. Well, guess what? You're already using the simple present tense.
All right, so what exactly is the simple present for? Well, it pretty much has two main jobs in English. Let's take a look. Okay, here are the two big uses. First up, repeated actions. Think about your daily routines, your habits, the stuff you do over and over again. And the second one, true facts. These are things that are just, always true. Things that don't change, like a law of science or a general truth. Let's look at some examples to really see what this means. For repeated actions, you've got things like, I wash my face every day. Makes sense, right? It's a routine. And for true facts, something like, water boils at 212 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not going to change. So you see, it covers both our everyday lives and these big, unchanging truths.
Okay, so how do we actually build these sentences ourselves? You're going to love this because the basic rule is super, super simple.
For most pronouns, I, you, we, and they, it's easy. You just use the regular, basic verb. I run, they walk. Simple. But here's the one thing you absolutely have to remember. See that group in the middle? For he, she, and it, you've got to add an S to the end of the verb. So it becomes he runs, she runs. That little S is the key to the whole thing.
Now, about that special S, there are a few little spelling rules that go with it, depending on the verb. But don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. Let's break it down real quick.
So there are basically three patterns to know. For most verbs, just slap an S on the end. Walk becomes walks. Easy. For verbs that end in a hissing sound like ch or sh, we add es because it's just easier to say. Watches flows so much better, right? And finally, if a verb ends in a consonant plus y, like study, you change that y to ies, so study becomes studies. Try saying them out loud with me. Walks, watches, studies. You can really hear the difference.
Awesome. So that's how we make positive sentences. But what if you want to say no? Well, you can't just add the word not. In English, we need a special helper verb to do that for us. And our helpers are do and does. So for I, you, we, and they, we use do not, or as you'll usually hear, don't. But for our special crew, he, she, and it, we use does not or doesn't. So you get I don't walk, but he doesn't walk.
But wait a minute. Hang on. Did you catch that? A second ago, we said he walks. But now, in the negative, it's he doesn't walk. The S just vanished. Where did it go?
Okay, this is my absolute favorite way to think about this. Imagine the word does is a super powerful magnet. The second it shows up in a sentence, swoop, it just pulls that little S right off the main verb and holds onto it. It's the magnet rule. Let's see this magnet do its thing. Here's our positive sentence. He watches TV. You see that ES on the end of watch? It's there because of he. Simple enough? But now, watch this. We make it negative. In comes our does magnet. And poof, it yanks that ES right off. All that's left is the original basic verb, watch. So it becomes, he doesn't watch TV. The magnet, does, is doing all the heavy lifting.
All right, for our last part, let's talk about asking questions. And you probably guessed it, our amazing magnet rule is going to come in handy here too.
It's the exact same idea. When you ask a question about he, she, or it, you start with the magnet, does. And as soon as it's there at the beginning of the sentence, it does its job. It pulls the S right off the verb. So the question has to be, does he watch TV? Never ever does he watches. The magnet already has the S.
This table just lays it all out really nicely. You see the pattern, right? You start with do or does, then the person, then the plain old verb. And the short answers? Super easy. You just use that same helper verb back. Does she like pizza? Yes, she does. Do they like pizza? No, they don't.
And that's pretty much it. You've totally got this now. You know how to talk about your routines and about facts using positive sentences, negative sentences, and questions. So I've got one final question for you to practice with. Do you like English? I really hope your answer is a big, confident, yes, I do.